So we're going to be fitting a Designer radiator in this extension part here. Yeah, I've got a radiator over there, but it's not doing the job. So on that wall there, there's going to be a big Designer radiator. And for the pipe work, we can go into this room where there's a radiator. There's 2 feeds just underneath, one there and one there. Or we can pick up off this radiator. Or we can do both. It depends where the radiator's going. See, I don't think we can do that so it's the electrics. So I think it's going to have to come through in there. So I'm going to see if we can bring it out of the bottom and split it off. Just to make it look good. But the radiator's over there. We've got it drained down. All the vents are opened. Now time for the most important part. Cup of tea. Designer radiators. Now I get a lot of calls off customers to fit these. They look nice, they look sleek, they improve the look of a house. Me personally, the heat, they ain't the best. They're not as good as standard radiators, but they look nice, so they are in popular demand. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to get the right measurements so you can get it spot on every time. Now, this one wasn't without its complications. The pipework wasn't easy to get onto. You'll see why in a minute. And we had a problem that you'll encounter through your career as a plumber. The problem I'll get in this video, you will come across. When you do, don't panic. Just remember, you can sort anything out as a plumber. We solve problems. That's what plumbers do. So I'd say thank you to all our new subscriptions. The growth for the last 2 weeks has been insane. We've got a lot more subscribers on the channel. So if you find this video interesting, please look at subscribing. Drop us a like. That always helps out. Drop us a comment. If you got any questions, I'll do my best to help you. Yeah, let's get straight into this one. One thing I have noticed is that's the feed. It's the only feed for downstairs. There's no other feeds. And it comes down that wall there, into this radiator, back to back with that radiator, goes through that wall and disappears. And so that's where I've just noticed it going through the wall. I didn't see that before, obviously, because the boxing was on. Customers took the boxing off so we can get in, but that's going to be feeding the radiator over there. So yeah, it'll be very interesting to see if this works. There should be a 22mm feed really, or multiple drops for the radiators. Especially the extension. What they could have done is, before they put the roof in, they could have run some circs down into there from the bedroom or from the landing, just so it's on a separate feed so you get more feeds. Because doing all the downstairs of one feed ain't the best idea, but it's what we've got to work with. Let's see what we can do. It's a big boy as well. He's big, he's heavy, and we've got to make sure that we get it. Oh, bloody hell. You can see on there it says outlet, inlet, so flow. We've got to make sure it's flow return, but I've already sorted that out in this room. Put the heating on quickly, just let the pipes warm up. Yeah, bottom one is the return and the top one there is the flow. So we know now which is which. Just mark them up just in case I forget. We're just working out where the radiator is going to lie, but there's going to be a brick wall somewhere here. So you see all the pencil marks there that I've put on the wall. I'll explain what they are. I've took a measurement from there to there, and that should line up to there. So that's where the wall ends. Then I've took a measurement from there to there, put it on this wall, and that's where that ends. So that is our brick wall there. That line there to that line there, that's our radiator. So that's the width of the radiator. So you can see the valve's going to come out right smack in the middle of the wall. So that's no good. That's no good. So we can't bring the pipe straight through. This one we can, because the valve will be about there, then we can go straight through. But that one I think we're going to have to come out in the middle, then across, then in. There ain't nothing we can do about that. If we move the radiator over, it'd be too close to the edge. So what I've done then, gone to the radiator. So I've just measured from there to the centre there, which was 65. It'll be the same either side. So that's the end of our rad. Measurement there, 65mm. That's where our one bracket's going. 65mm there, that's where our other bracket's going. Took another measurement from the radiator, from the centre of the valve to the centre of the valve, which is 1750. That's where we want the bottom of the rad. And that's where we started our measurement. So 1750 from there to that bottom line there. I did it wrong first, but that's 1750 there. So that's the top bracket. That's the bottom bracket. Line across there. Line across there. Line up to down, both sides, and that should be where we want our rad. And to fix it onto the wall, we're going to be using these core fix. You can see on there, because it's a dot and dab wall, to knock the wall. It's a hollow wall. These will actually bridge the gap. I'll show you them in a minute. But yeah, so get them lines on, get some holes drilled, and get this radiator on. Line going up there, you see, we've got our crosses now, where we want them. So we've got them there. You just put the bracket on. Just like that. That should be where we want it. I just thought you got the gap from there to there. I'm taking into account that's the bottom of the rad and it isn't, so what we'll do is slide it down. I'm going to have the centres of that there in that hole, so make them centres perfectly on that one, and that should be in line then with the bottom of the bracket, and the bottom of the rad should be there. That should look a lot better. So yeah, we'll go in the centre of there for that. Show you how the core fix work. These are pretty good if you've got dot and dab. So I'm just going to start with a pilot hole. You need 10mm drill bit. So I'm going to put a 10mm in there. So you put your wall plug in, pretty standard at the moment. Put your wall plug in, give them a tap. You got a collar, so I've got a metal collar. Put that in, and that should bridge the gap between your dot and dab and the wall. Rinse and repeat for the top one. Just going to do that quick. You want to get your bracket and you can fix that on there. And so they're pretty long screws. You're going to need a couple of. You'll need to get a couple of washers on there. Now, don't go too crazy when you put your impact in, because it's still a dot and dab wall. You can actually pull it, the bracket, into the wall if you get too crazy with that. But yeah, that should be rock solid now. Really good now, man. There we go. I'm just going to do the top ones now, then we can get the radiator on. Right, if we've got them brackets in the right place, that should, I like that word, should, just go straight on. Don't forget these to come in the pack. Man, I'll stop and move it. So, got all the others, just going to put it on there. Let's see if you've got it in the right place. Here we go. That's exactly the lightest now, really say. Same old story with these. Antivirals are slipped out. That's exactly like this, eh? Here we go. I hate fitting them, especially because I'm only like 5'8". Lifting them up is a bit of a pain. But we got there. So there we go. That's it all along. Kept it in line with the top of the patio door. Yeah, I think that's a nice height. Bring the dial in straight through. That one, unfortunately, you're gonna have to come out in the middle. Now, do I bring them both out in the middle, then across, make them universal, or I'm gonna have my coffee and have a think about that one. We're gonna get the radiator tails in, so we do use that rapid glue stuff. Yeah, just gonna get the rapid glue on there. And it don't need to be in tight, to be honest with you. You can just put them in finger tight and it'll go rock solid. Especially for design rads, it's really good. So obviously you've got no PTFE on show. Just make sure you got a dust sheet underneath, because there you go. See the drip? So yeah. Get it in. Now I'm just going to get a towel, wipe that off, do the same the other side. Just wait for them to go off, then we're going to line up where we're going to drill through the wall. Put TLV on that side, because that's going to be the flow. Then I'm going to put the lock shield on that side, because that's going to be the return. I think these have just been powder coated. They feel really rough. Let's be careful when we tighten these up. Anyway, lock shield on that side. Yeah, we can pipe it up now. So do we put that one straight through and they'll go in the middle, or bring them both out in the middle and split them off? near the centre of the rod, lined up with these right there. Bring them across and in, just to keep it uniformed. Yeah, I think that'll look fine. Give it a polish up after. Yeah, let's drill some holes. Let's start off with a thin bit. Hopefully we don't blow the plaster. Here we go. Right, we're nearly through now, so I'm going to take it off hammer and just give the last bit without the hammer. Hopefully that ain't blown plaster. It don't feel good though, to be honest with you. Absolutely ruined it. Jesus Christ. Oh, that plaster ain't very good. Some patching up to do there now, I really didn't push that hard on the way through, but okay, we'll patch it up. So I just put some sleeving through. The way we did that was just put the pipe against the wall. There you go, just cut that length. 2 of them, straight through, and drilled the other hole. And I did take it off hammer again, nice and slow. Yeah, just blown the plaster out. Sometimes this can happen if the plaster's a bit shot on the wall. It's got sand. I've had a word with the customer. He's got some plaster. He says he's going to patch that up, so that's fine. So now we can come down off that one, across the bottom, that one across the top, connecting to that rod there. Probably get rid of them. Just chop them off and start again. So remember, that one's the flow, that one's the return. That one's the return. Close to me is the return. So that's got to go. We have to keep it on the top then to that one. And that one, keep it across the bottom. Connects onto that one. Let's just deal with one at a time. Let's just deal with that one first. Then I'm going to put it in the wall. Then I thought about putting 90s on it. But I don't like the way 90s look when they come out the wall this side, because they just don't look good. So I think what I'm going to do is elbow, kick up. I think it'll look a lot smarter. Don't know, what would you do? Would you 90 that, or would you elbow it? Let me know in the comments, because I'm going to elbow it. I think it looks a lot better. Some people might disagree with that. This is how we did the corner. We just sold it out of place, elbow, put the clips in, and then what we should be able to do is slide that pipe up into it. Not close the clip. What's that fixing? I've got a red plug and a 2-inch thing in there. The walls are like sand, honestly. I could scrape that out with my thumb. Yeah, that's why it's blown. You will come across it. This will happen to you if it hasn't yet. Trust me. It's happened to me rarely, but yeah. So, elbow. Bend the pipe. Then we can just be able to push that in now. There we go. And that's it through the wall. And see, we've got enough gap there. Getting that straight across into there. The top one more the same. Elbow. Get right tight in that corner. And just clip it in. Now, we're going to do this side first, so we've got the move in the pipe. So if I need to pull that pipe back out, I can. But if I connect it to the radiator, I couldn't. So, bottom one's got to go to that end, because that's the flow. Top one's got to go to here, because that's the return. Let's have a think how we're going to do the return. I reckon if we take that off. Yeah, just take that off, start again. Looks a mess anyway. That's on how that one finished off. The walkers into the T there, and this one, what we're thinking is just cut it off there, just chop it off there, start again with that again, and put a T on there, across to there, and we just bend a bit of pipe just there, just to bring it into there because we can't really do anything with that. Can't get to it the other side, so I'm gonna have to do that. Stay on the other side, bend it out, kick it into the valve, just get rid of that pipe now and restart it. So this side we have to kick it down into the T because that's coming down at an angle. I don't know if you can see it on camera. It's coming down at an angle, so that was an absolute pain. So I'll bring it down, then we have to kick it back. I didn't see this before, but there's a plug socket here. So yeah, I'll have to go lower across that, into there, elbow it in. That's the best I can get that. Look, it looks a lot better than what it was. So ideally, I would have wanted to redo that pipe, but I can't get to it the other side. And end up repiping the other side of the radiator. So cover's going to go back on there anyway. You're not going to see any of that. That's the best I could get it, unless you can think of a better way I could have done that. But yeah, that's the best I could do that, unfortunately. So, but it's all in. Kick it back up, done. This side, pretty straightforward now. I'm just gonna elbow off here, kick a bit of pipe in, elbow off here, kick a bit of pipe in, done. We'll see that in a minute. This side finished off. Just kicked a bit of pipe, elbow up, elbow up, there we go. Okay, so just going to top up the pressure. We have filled it up already. I'm just going back just to do a final top off. Gone round, bleed all the rads, top it up. That'll do. Pop it back on because we turned it off earlier. Put that into service mode and see what gets warm. So I'll just come outside just to have a quick break, but I've just put the heating back on and they're all getting hot, but that new one isn't. So I've just checked the stickers on the radiator. There's inlet and outlet. I've got them spot on, flow and return. I have got the right way around, but the heat is just going straight across the bottom. Now, I haven't supplied the radiator. The ones that I normally supply don't normally have this problem. You can fit them any way you want and they'll get warm. They will get warm. I don't know where this one is from. I don't know if it's supposed to have a baffle that you put in. There's nothing in the pack, nothing in the instructions. Well, there wasn't any instructions to say that there's a baffle got to be inserted, but I'm guessing there's no baffle on the bottom to block the radiator off, so it comes across up the radiator then back down. Just going to give it 20 minutes and yeah, hopefully it should start heating up, but it is very slow. Okay, now you say we finished off, so we've just been balancing it on the valve here because it is a little bit slow heating up, but got the pipe work underneath. Finished it off with the talon covers, then that comes across and out. That's getting nice and warm now. Yeah, I think the finish on that looks really smart, in line with the top of the doorway as well. And the pipe work in here, well, I'm still a bit disappointed with that, but ain't nothing I could have done about that. That is like sand, so it was always going to go. I could take that off now, actually. There we go. Yeah, pipe work under here. It goes to that rad underneath there, then across into there, into that weird bend down and up. And so I couldn't do really a lot about that because the angle of the pipe was down. And we needed it over there to that. And I'm all getting warm now. Yeah, that is job done. Day just later when the customer watches you. What do you think, mate? Have I done a good job? Hanging that radiator was pretty straightforward. You just got to get the right measurements. But normally, on them big Designer radiators, I'll hang the top brackets, hang the radiator, then mark up the bottom brackets, just put them on the bottom of the rad, then mark out where them going. And you get it spot on like that. But when them heavy dot and dab wall, I wanted 4 fixings before I even hung that radiator. So you do have to get it spot on. And using the measurements like that, you'll get it spot on every time. The pipe work, it didn't look the best, to be honest with you, underneath that radiator. I'm not going to lie, it didn't. I couldn't get in the other side to repipe. I would have ended up having to repipe the other end of the radiator, and I couldn't get in because there's still boxing in the way. So we had to work with what we had. Now, there is a radiator cover going back there, so you won't see that, but I'm still happy with it. But it's the best I could do in that situation. If you could do any better, or you could see a better way they could do it, let me know. The wall, you will come across that as a plumber. You will get a wall that's totally shot. As you drill it, it just all falls apart. But don't panic, you can sort stuff like that out. It is best to pre-warn customers when drilling any holes that stuff like that can happen. We have got it in our terms and conditions, but you can patch it up, you can sand it down, it'll paint, you won't even tell. So if you got this far, thank you for your continued support. We're going to announce the 2K giveaway on the midweek video. So I've decided what it is. I'll order it and I'll announce it on the midweek one. See you on the midweek one. Have a good one.